And at that moment, I knew my life had changed forever.
Hello, how you doing? Yes. Can we all just stand up really quick because we've been sitting for a minute? Can we all stand up, move our legs around? I am Tina, otherwise...
Meet Tina, StarzTina Wilson, a beacon of hope and transformation for women over 40. As a licensed life and health coach, Tina specializes in empowering those who have faced life's toughest challenges.
Here's the edge of their seat. So when someone says, Tina, how did you do? I'm going to say, I had them at the edge of their seat.
Drawing from her personal triumphs over tragedy, Tina guides women on a transformative journey. Her unique approach is grounded in the 5 pillars of transformation: mindset, heart set, nutrition, fitness, and resilience. Tina's mind, body, and soul awakening program isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Through her online fitness boutique studio, she merges physical well-being with emotional growth. As an international motivational speaker, Tina's voice resonates across continents. She inspires and educates through her podcast, her dynamic presence on platforms like Clubhouse and Toastmasters International, and her compelling storytelling. Celebrating her latest achievement, the publication of her first book, No More Traumedy, Tina continues to leave a lasting mark in the art of transformation.
I said I need to make a book for anyone who's had some type of trauma or tragedy, because there's no playlist. People don't like to talk about it. Remember, I was with my coach and I'm like, well, this person's got a cool thing. They do motivation, they do finances. I talk about traumedy. That's not cute. He's like, Tina, you make traumedies look good.
Yeah. I was like,
StarzTina Wilson, transforming lives by overcoming one traumedy.
If you can get through that.
Grand rising to you and also you. Welcome to the 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. If this is your first time, I want to welcome you. I want to say thank you. Get ready for the time of your life. Do you know what this stands for? Any idea? So I walked into the gym this morning and someone said something. I'm just like, huh? And then he said something else. I guess he was talking, I think this is like Clemson Tigers or something. My Jesus friend gave it to me. So beware of what you wear physically, because people will like talk to you about it. And I was just like, I don't know. But anyway, welcome to the 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. I am Go Tigers. Makes me think of Frosted Flakes when he's like, you see, I'm always thinking about food, right? Anyway, welcome to the 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. I am StarzTina, your life and health coach, currently getting a new certification. I'm loving it. Trauma-informed coaching, trauma-informed counseling. I'm just really diving super deep into this trauma stuff, guys. Like, I am winning. Good morning, mommy. Someone's like, Tina, did you talk to your mother today? This was yesterday. I was like, I talked to her on my 7 a.m. They're like, that doesn't count. So, mommy, I'm calling you today, and if I don't call you, you call me. Anyway, 7 a.m. Cup. When you come here, motivation, inspiration, transformation, right? That is what I specialize in. That is my focus. That is my goal. Traumedy, that is my jam, people. Traumedy. My coach actually embedded that. My coach gave me permission to embrace it. He gave me the courage to say, you know what? I stand 10 toes deep on this word traumedy, on this feeling called traumedy. And what is traumedy? When the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. When this happens, life-changing experiences occur. It happens to everyone. And that is where my jam is, right? So when you come here, we're going to motivate you in the morning. Did you get your workout on yet? If you didn't, give me a couple jumping jacks right now. Give me a couple high kicks, a little something like that. Move your body. Because when you move your body, you feel amazing, you feel great. Over to the side. Come on, let's go. A couple 2-tree squats. I don't care. Do something. Motivation goes with movement, right? When you're moving, you're motivated. You feel good. And if you're not motivated, if you're not in a good mood, fake it till you make it. Come on, ladies. You know you've done it before. Fake it. Fake that smile. And guess what? It's going to turn out to be real. Trust, it works. I cannot tell you how many times I've been sad, mad, upset. And I was like, I don't want to be happy. But I had to because I'm a fitness professional. And if I'm sitting in my car and I'm about to teach class, no one wants an instructor that's like all mad and angry, right? I mean, you can be mad and angry and like, give me more, but you gotta smile. So smile to get that motivation. Now, class is over, and you're not motivated anymore. You're like, I want to go to bed. I don't want to move. That's where the inspiration comes in, right? And maybe I realized this today. Maybe you have to find someone else to inspire you, find another reason for your why. And sometimes you have to go way, 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 way back. And when I say way, way back, I'm talking about like generations back, right? Maybe there was that grandmother, that grandfather, that father that passed away that you truly loved and you miss them so much. Thinking of one of my clients right now, and she was saying her grandmother was all of that for her, right? My daughter loved her grandmother so much. That was like her heartbeat, right? And I remember at the funeral, the minister said, does anyone want to go with the loved one, you know, when they were dead or whatever? I don't know. And my daughter actually raised her hand. She was probably like 7 or 8, I'm not sure, but that's how close she was to her grandmother. And sometimes you have to find something to push you because you can't do it yourself. You're like, I don't want to. But if you think about those ancestors, for me, it's the slaves who went through all of that crap to push through. For me, it's my father who went through all of the struggles and, traumas. It's my grandmother. It's the people, my son, right? It's the people that are no longer here that give me that why to push you. That is my deep inspiration, family and friends. And today, I want you to think of something in your life that can inspire you to be great, right? So motivation, inspiration, and lastly, transformation. As I was coming to my workout this morning and I forgot my AirPods, so I had to go back home, I realized, where was I a year from now? Where was I 3 months from now, right? We've all had our ups, we've had our downs, but the cool thing, there's ups and there's downs, right? There's going to be those great moments and those low moments. You're going to have highs, you're going to have lows, but if you trust and believe in God, it's always going to work out. You just truly have to like trust in him that he's going to be there for you, right? And I'm like, wow, girl, like look at all the wonderful things you have. Look at the wonderful relationships. So motivation, inspiration, transformation. Thank you so much for that, Renee. Each week we like to have a Bible verse of the week. Let me tell you how amazing my God is. So I joined a church here in Tampa, Florida called Radiant Church. I absolutely love it. They have 12 locations. They are online if you want to watch them. And they have these things called groups. Some people call them tribes, but there's different groups in this particular church. And I joined the Women's Entrepreneur Group. And this is probably my 3rd or 4th meeting with them. And I gave a couple of girls a ride home. And this one girl, she's Haitian. Let me tell you, she made these, I don't know if they're called empanadas. I don't know if it's called sweet bread with meat inside. I papi chulo. It was so good, right? And I took an extra one home because it was like, no one took it, eh? But anyway, her name is Belle. She prays amazingly. And I had her box that she brought them in. She had her sticker on it. And the sticker, oh my Lord, I feel so bad. The sticker said blood, no, it didn't say blood, blessed bakery or something like that. I will post it later on my Instagram. But she had a Bible verse underneath of it. Renee, guess what the Bible verse was? Put the Bible verse of the week up. Jeremiah 29:11. That is the Bible verse she had on her baking stuff. And I told you guys yesterday, right? When you get to be a certain age, you can't see. And I'm supposed to memorize it. Oh, Lord of mercy, I forgot my glasses at home. The purpose of me doing these Bible verses is because I wanted to get deeper into my Bible and memorize it. So I should have had this memorized by now. For, oh my Lord Jesus, it's like a bunch of dots there. I'm sorry, guys. I can't read it. I see Jeremiah 29.
You want me to help you?
Thank you, Renee.
It says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11.
Stay with us, Renee. If you guys have never met Renee, she's in charge of all the stuff in the back, and she's the one who makes me look amazing. What does that mean to you, Renee, when you hear that, or when you read it?
When I read that and hear that, to me, it means trust in the God that we say we trust in, because he's not going to put us in harm's way. He's a loving God who is not going to do anything but project us in a positive way if we listen to him. He gives us free will, right? But if we listen to his plan and obey his plan, then we will prosper and not be hurt.
I love it. And to let you guys know, oh Lord Jesus, I told you guys here in Florida, they've got these pets and these crocodiles. Anyway, sorry, it was a little bug coming towards me. Stay here, Renee. I'm sorry, bless you that you died. I had to kill it. It was coming towards me. But anyway, Renee, if you guys didn't know, Renee is an accountability coach. She's also getting certified in trauma-informed coaching as well. But I loved what you said right there, and trusting in God. So I love playing devil's advocate. If you know anything about me, I could agree with you 100%. But I'm going to not attack you, but test you to see how much you believe in what you believe. So Renee, you have someone and they say, you know what? I trust in God, but I'm scared. Right? I'm scared to do this thing. I'm scared to whatever. What would you say to them?
I would say to pause and reflect and go back to what I just said. You know in your heart of hearts that God is not going to hurt you. That's the devil trying to convince you that God has less than ideal plans for you, but we know that he doesn't. So just pause, reflect, and then regroup and pray.
I love it. So listening to you say that, I got another insight about it, right? So if you're watching this and you're like, yeah, that doesn't really help me, I would say, look at something that has happened in your life, right? Something that was real. And another person is texting me. If these people keep texting me during 7 a.m., that just means you're not watching, okay? So Carla, this is for you. Why are you texting me, Carla, when you should be watching 7 a.m.? I did the same thing to my mother yesterday. But anyway, if you're like, I trust God, but I'm scared. I don't know if I can leave this job. I don't know if I can leave this relationship. I don't know if I can lose this weight. I would say to you, look at something that happened to you, right? And to other people. Heck, look at me, right? Look at something that happened to your life in your past. And you know it was nothing but God that got you through it, right? Look at that situation I cannot believe that I was in that horrible relationship. I cannot believe that I stayed in that relationship so long, but I finally got out of it, right? That was nothing but God that gave me the strength, because I know many women that are stuck in abusive relationships, and it doesn't have to be physically abusive. It can be mentally abusive. This conversation is going to another level, because when I first met Renee, and I'm hoping we're okay with this conversation, Renee was in a situation, and low key, I'm not saying people have to listen to me. I'm not saying you got to do what I have to say. I'm not saying that. I just don't talk about that conversation anymore, because she was in a situation and it was pissing me off so much, because if I love you hard. And I hate when people take advantage of you. And I was like, I wanted to say more. I was like, leave it alone, Tina. She'll handle it when she's mentally ready, because sometimes our body and our minds aren't ready. And it doesn't matter how hard someone pushes you, you're not going to do it. You're going to get paralyzed. Renee, agree, disagree? Give some more info on that.
I agree with you. And there's a couple of instances from my past that I can relate to that come to mind. I know exactly what you're talking about, and you're spot on, because the only one who can perform miracles is God, right? A true miracle. And when you look back on situations in one's own life, mine, you think it's a miracle that I'm not dead, or I'm not in a different place. And so if God can get us through those things, he can get us through absolutely anything. That's why I love no excuses and all that.
I am amazing. So I'm going to go even deeper, even though I don't want to, but it's like the Spirit of God is just here on me right now. What about that person? Because I used to be that person that says, you know what, why did you do this to me, God? Why did you allow this to happen? You know, I had a client and she was like, it just seems like all this stuff keeps happening to my family. Why is God doing this to me? I'm gonna allow you to answer first, and then I'm going to chime in so I can have some time to think. But what would you say to that person that's just like, why does this keep happening, and then blaming God for it? What would you have to say about that?
So I would encourage them to say that everything is for a reason. We just don't know what the reason is at those times when we are having the tendencies to blame God. We just don't have the clarity yet. So I go back to praying for clarity, because God's not, pardon me. God is a loving God. So in those times when we think that he's doing things to us, it's for a purpose. And it's it's not just we talk about, or you talk about, the 7 generations. So what you're doing now is 7 generations forward that we don't even know.
I like that, Mama, because we never talk about the forward generations, right? At least I never talk about it. I talk about what I'm coming from, like fighting. So that is great. And it is so true, Renee. When we're in that traumedy, when we're in that stuck of the mud, we can't really see clear. We can't see the future, right? Hindsight, you know, if I would have known everything I know right now, meaning if you purchase my book, No More Traumedy, if I would have known everything I know right now, my life would be so much different. 8 years ago, almost February will be 9 years that my son was murdered. Everything that I know right now, if I would have known it then, all the relationships that could have been saved. And just imagine how much better I would be as a human being, and then what I would be able to do for the world. So Renee, thank you so much for rolling through with the Bible verse of the week. I didn't mean for it to go for this long, but it did. Let's stay on here for question of the day while you're here, because I know you're shocking me. You better not have that word iniquities in the question of the day.
You get a bonus. You get a bonus if you use that word. But the question of the day is, what's the most ridiculous excuse you've ever heard, or you've ever used or heard, for not keeping a promise? And that could be like someone saying what they're supposed to do is regarding their fitness.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to turn that around a little, because when it comes to promise, I usually keep my promise. I do like a pinky swear. So instead of promise, I'm just going to say, in regards to something you said, right? Because for me, like when it's a promise, like I heard that true, that's like my word. Like when you don't, I'm not saying you're dead to me. I'm not saying you're dead to me when you don't keep your word. I'm not saying that. I just look at you a little differently. I'm just, I give you the side eye. I might give you 1, 2, 3 strikes, and then you're out. And a lot of people know this, Renee. And I think it's so funny, because recently I had a situation and a person they were like close to their 3 strikes. And they pulled through, and I was like, oh. And I think they knew they were like on the way out the door. But anyway, what is the most ridiculous excuse? Ridiculous. So when I think of ridiculous, I think of something that's just like wild, because of course we all say traffic. In the past, I would say something like, oh, I forgot my phone at home. I had to go back home and get it. I used to use that a lot. But nowadays, I'm really not into the lying thing purposefully. I'm just like, I'm late. I really, work on not being late. But the most ridiculous excuse for not doing what I said I was going to do. Ridiculous. Or
that you've heard.
Well, it's something that I've seen in class, but then I realized it might have been true. I was teaching a class, and this girl literally untied her shoe and then tied it back right in the middle of class. But then I find for myself sometimes, like if my shoes aren't like comfortable, I may do that. But I thought it was funny at the time. I'm like, really, girl, you're going to stop working out to untie your shoe and then tie your shoe and then start working out again. So I thought that was pretty wild. Do you have any stories like that, Renee, a ridiculous excuse you may have heard?
I remember you telling that one, but not that are coming to my mind right now. But I do identify. We come up with any kind of reason to take a break when we need a break, rather than just say, "Hey, I need a break."
Girl, I'll stop it. I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta do my hair. Hold on a second. Wait a second, I gotta put my lip gloss on. And you know what I love? When people are around me, when they like know me, they'll know, like, not even to try, like, they'll start to say the excuse and they know I'm going to say it's an excuse, and they'll say, you know what, I don't have an excuse, because there's no excuse for not keeping your word. Not unless, and then I was going to say unless someone dies, but then, like, that's not even an excuse, right? Speaking from experience, because my son was murdered on a Friday night at 9:12, 9:15, something like that. That Saturday, I taught fitness class at 8 a.m. So I didn't like toss it out the window. No, I know it's responsible. I knew the next day I would have 30 people showing up to the gym to come for a workout. I did not want to disappoint those people. So I reached out, hey, can you teach this class for me, Denise? And Denise loved her, right? And she did it. Not to say, that's a crazy thing, but there's no excuse why you can't do something. Maybe you're scared, maybe you're anxious. Suck it up, Buttercup, right? All right, Renee, let's get back to those regularly programmed show.
All right.
All right, guys. So welcome back, 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. This week, we are talking about, she's going to put it across the top. I'm not saying I forgot what we're talking about this week, but each day I'm going to have different tips. Yesterday, I had 3 for you. How to keep your word and to surrender to your excuses. This is from church service on Sunday, how to keep your word. Yesterday, we did the top 3. Today, we are on number 4, on keeping your word, because this is so important. Number 4, find support that will hold you accountable. And it's called tough love, right? I have to have a very, very hard conversation with someone today. And sometimes you have to be that beacon of light for someone, because it's a hard thing to do. A lot of people don't like to do it, right? You don't want to be that person to say, you're really messing up, right? Like, what would Jesus do? WWJD. You might have, remember that was real popular years ago. I think I want a necklace like that. Hint, hint for whoever's watching. WWJ, little necklace, maybe bracelet. What would Jesus do? If you think about that in regards to everything you do, your life would be so much better. Think about your eating, right? When you go shopping, when you're about to put the food in your mouth, is that food going to fuel your body? Is it going to fuel your soul? Is it going to uplift your mind, right? If it's processed food, if it's candy, I love candy too, right? If it's processed, if it's just like not healthy, would Jesus do that, right? So find support and accountability. Yesterday, you probably heard me say, Renee, you're messing up. We were supposed to be to the gym at 5. You didn't call me. You didn't reach out. And right after, she was like, yep, I forgot. And that happens sometimes. You forget, right? So this morning, it worked out good, but I forgot my AirPods. So I had to go back home. But my point is, find support. And then you're like, well, Tina, I don't know anyone. I'm afraid of people. I don't like talking to people. I'm uncomfortable. Pray about it. I'm going to say that. My girl Angeline told me that no matter what it is, pray about it. It's going to help you through. And maybe you write a note, right? As my cute little niece Elisa would say, you want to be my friend, right? Write it down. Do you want to be my friend? And then what is a friend? Have a friend in Jesus. Have a friend with yourself first. Begin with yourself. Are you loving to yourself? Do you care about yourself? Are you giving yourself that self-care, like the proper rest? Are you getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night? Quality sleep. But when I say quality sleep, I mean like just peace and quiet. Maybe you play some light music. Maybe you have some lavender, a diffuser in the background. Really be intentional, my friends, with your sleep, because it's so important, right? Think of it as like therapy. If you're not getting the proper sleep, your mind cannot function properly. If you're wondering why you keep forgetting things, why you're sleepy, that's so obvious, right? Maybe because you're not getting enough sleep. So let's just say you say to yourself, and Renee, 11 o'clock is not working, girlfriend. I remember when I was living in North Carolina, my regimen was like, boop, 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 boop. My guy was like, really, girl? It's 8 o'clock. You're getting ready for bed? Yes, yes. Because I wanted to get up at 3:20. That's the time Glenn Lundy used to get up, but I would do like 3:45. But I had to do it, right? If I wanted to get up in the morning, count backwards. If you want to get up at 4, count backwards. How many hours is that to 7 hours? You have to train your body. Today, I was so excited because my body automatically got up at 4, which I'm used. That's what I like, right? Even though I went back to bed and, got up at 4:30 because I just wanted to lay there. But you can't have those great mornings unless you have those nighttime rituals. So realize that's number Next one, I'm not there yet. What was that first one again? The accountability, right? Realize the night before you have to prep, you have to prepare with that night. Turn your phone off, get off the phone. Maybe you read your Bible. You know, I've gotten back to reading my Bible at night. When I first got it a few months ago, I was like reading it every single night. It was nourishing my heart. I had like my highlighter. Sometimes you get off track with our rituals, jump back on. Okay, that was it. Find support that will hold you accountable. That's what you gotta do. All right, next number. Stop committing yourself until you are sure. Stop committing yourself until you are ready, right? It sounds real good to say, I work out every day. It sounds real good to say, I'm healthy. I'm, all the things in the world. But you may not be ready. So make sure you're ready and take little tiny baby steps. I've been at this fitness thing since 2014. Full time. Do you know why I remember that number? Because that was my code when I went to New York Sports Club to sign in. It was when I started teaching. It was the year. 2014 is when I started at New York Sports Club teaching classes. Now, mind you, that was personal training. I was working out before then and teaching. So my body and my mind is used to getting up. My body is used to moving. If you don't do this on a regular basis, it's going to be a little challenging for you. And even if you do it on a regular basis, to get to the next level, to push yourself, you have to keep challenging yourself, right? So don't commit yourself unless you're sure you really want it. Because you look like a fool, all right? You look like a fool when you say, well, I'm going to meditate every day, and I'm going to journal every day, and I'm going to do 3 miles a day. You look like a fool. You look like an idiot, right? It's like, yeah, I knew you weren't going to do it. There's people I see that shock me every day, and I'm like, I'm always going to praise my client, Dale, Dr. Dale. I can't remember her last name, but that's okay, right? She was that client that was exactly like me, right? Okay, we're going to the sun, guys. The sun is up, and I still got a lot more to talk. And they just turned a little light out here, and we love the sun, right? Dr. Dale, that's who I was talking about. And the reason why I say be like Dr. Dale, be like me, is because when I was training, I was doing squats. And the trainer legit just kept putting weights on the freaking machine. Dr. Dale Lang Hong, thank you. Go follow her. If I had her website, Renee, find her website and put it up there because she's amazing. She's winning an award. I'm so proud of her. But anyway, and I'm doing the squats, right? I'm here like this. I'm doing it. Then he puts more weights on. Shake it out, again and again. He's like fitness fasting. We love him. And he kept putting weights on. And at the end, I was like, dude, like, when did you plan on stopping? He said, well, you kept doing it, so I kept adding. And that's kind of how it was with Dr. Dale. She shocked me. I like kept throwing all this stuff at her because I was like, she's not going to do it. And she did it all, right? That's what you have to do. Realize what it is that you want. How bad do you want it? Eric Thomas talks about it all the time. You should want it so bad. It's like breath, like breathing, right? All right, give me the next. Oh, that's her website right there. Dr. Dale, www.dalereports.com. We love you, Dr. Dale, and congratulations. If you're just tuning in, this is the 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. We're talking about 3 things today on how to surrender and keeping your word. Number next, realize that you are no better than your word. I want to go a little bit deeper than that. Are you hanging out with people that are not keeping their word? Because you know that you are a reflection, right? Hold on a second. You guys ever see the little lady, Renee? What is the name of that minister? And she always has her props. She's got the like little Minnie Mouse voice and she always does props. Here's my props right here. This is my mirror from Florida. Paris, what am I talking about? It says Paris, France. My daughter and I went to France a couple years ago. And you are a reflection of the people around you. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? See a little crud in my eye. That's from the workout because I was sweating. But what do you see when you see the people around you? You are a reflection of the people that are there. So in regard to you keeping your word, are you allowing the people you call friends, family, associates, coworkers to not keep their word, to not say and follow through what they say they're going to do? and just let them know. Check them every now and again. Like, did you know that you said that you were going to blah blah blah? Did you realize that? Did you realize you said you weren't going to be late for work anymore, and you're late again, girl? Like, really? Well, you see what had happened was there was traffic, and you know there's traffic in the morning, and I had to get my coffee, and da da. I don't want to hear it. 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 All right. So get it done. Realize that you are better than your word and the people around you. Okay, Renee, let's recap from yesterday. I'm going to give you yesterday's 3 tips and today's 3 tips. Here we go. All righty, here we go. Tip number 1. Actually, give us the title first. Therapy's tomorrow, not today. But thank you. Are you doing your therapy, crew? I love my therapist. It's amazing. All righty, how to keep your word and surrender your excuses. Here we go from yesterday. Number 1, identify your excuses. Number 2, spend time asking yourself, why am I making excuses? Number 3, start keeping your word to God and yourself. Number 4, find support that will keep you accountable. 5, stop committing yourself until you are sure, until you're ready. Stop. And 6, realize that you are no better than your word. Those are the 6 tips for today. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the other 3 tips. Each day we're doing them all. Also, if you see on the bottom, we're talking about, we are 7 weeks till our book launch. Yesterday, we started our first workshop series. For the next 8 weeks, we're doing a workshop series on Traumedy No More for kids and adults. That's what's so cool about my community, right? I started off with the adults, No More Traumedy. You can purchase that book by clicking the link on the bottom. But now it's No More Traumedy for kids. The tools, the skills, the strategies, the things that you need to be empowered, right? So that book launch is happening every Tuesday night. We're having a workshop. Last night's topic was growth and fixed mindset. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I want to thank all the YouTube family over there. As you know, this is the 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. I'm here Monday through Friday. Yes, my friends. 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation, bringing you the inspiration. Bringing you the motivation, the inspiration, and the transformation. I'm feeling good, great, amazing right now. That's all I have for you guys. Have a good, great, wonderful, awesome day. Peace and a bottle of hair grease. Bye. See you soon.